Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you guys are safe and enjoying this break, or actually the lockdown, because it's not counted as a break. But yes, so as usual, I'm going to make this lesson very interesting and not boring, as we all know that we sometimes struggle to find a lesson that isn't really boring in that there is a point in it and we can understand what they're saying in order to get a good mark. So, today's lesson is going to be about cell structure. I know this is an easy topic that like most of us should know, but as I said, it's an easy topic, so um we need to know it because it sometimes gets important in the exam and some questions have really good marks, so we have to know every single part or like every single point of it. So, at the end of this lesson, you guys should be able to describe the structure of a typical animal cell and describe how a plant cell differs from an animal cell. Also, recall the main difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. And lastly, describe the structure of a typical bacterial cell. And on the side, I have the keywords. I'm gonna let you guys have a look at them, but you, like most of us, should be able to know them already. And if not, that's not a big problem. We can learn them together in this video. So yeah, let's get into the lesson. A typical cell have structures inside them. They're called subcellular structures. In an animal cell, subcellular structures include a nucleus which controls the activities of the cell and contains the genetic material, cytoplasm, in which most of the chemical reactions takes place, a cell membrane which controls the passage of the substances into and out of the cell, mitochondria, where aerobic respiration takes place, and lastly ribosomes, where proteins are synthesized. So if you guys didn't know, synthesized mean made is basically another scientific word. If you put it in the exam, you probably are gonna get a higher grade. So, and here on the side, I have the picture of the plant cell. You can have a look at it and study it because in the next clip, I have a little quiz for you guys that you can practice using it. So have a look at it and pause and go to the next slide and it's gonna be the test. I hope you guys are not going to little cheat. So yeah. Okay guys, now that all of you guys have looked at the picture that was 10 seconds ago, now I have this picture without the answers on it. I want you guys to try to guess the missing words, and when you are finished, you can always just go back 20 or like 30 seconds and the answers will be there. I'm not going to write the answers here with you guys just because the video is going to be a bit too long for some people and boring. So as I said, just pause it right now and try to write your answers and then just go back to see what the answer is. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna move to plant cells. Plant cells and algal cells contain all subcellular structures found in an animal cell. So basically all the subcellular structures in an animal cell are also found in the plant cell. In addition, they also have three three different things: a cell wall and the vacuole and chloroplasts. The cell wall is made of cellulose, which strengthens the cell. A permanent vacuole filled with the cell soap, which supports the plant. Um, Also, plants need to make their own food, so some of their cells contain chloroplasts. And the chloroplasts absorb light to make glucose by photosynthesis. If you guys don't know what glucose is the plant cell. And here on the side, I have a diagram of a plant cell with the labelings. And again, I want you guys to have a look at it and study the picture, because in the next 10 seconds or 20 seconds, there's going to be a little test where you have to write the the names and the labels of the plant cell. And I want you guys to have a look at the uh, cell structures and also what they do, and try to guess them in the test. That's for people who would like to challenge themselves, because actually in the test they don't just give you a diagram to fill it in. You're gonna fill it in and also write the um, functions of each structure. So yeah, I forgot to say that in the animal cell, but that's how it is. Yeah, so they give you a diagram. Sometimes they don't even color the diagram. You just have to guess it by yourself. So yeah, just have a look at the diagram and the functions and the labels. Now that we're finished with animal and plant cells, um, I'm going to explain to you guys the difference between eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. So that there are only two types of cells, which are prokaryotic and eukaryotic. There's no other. These are the main two types. So the plant and animal and fungal cells are eukaryotic. Bacterial cells are prokaryotic. These 2 points are very important and they usually come in an exam. So just look at them and study them. If you have like a little book note, you should write them because they're really important. Also, there are several differences between the two types of cells. The main ones are that prokaryotic cells are much smaller in size, and the genetic material is not enclosed in a nucleus. The genetic material is a single DNA loop, and there may be one or more small rings of DNA called plasmids. This is also an important thing that you guys should note, because it came in my science biology exam a couple of times, and I didn't know the answer in the first time because my teacher didn't teach me. So I'm teaching you guys now. So just take a pen and write it in your notebook. Lastly, prokaryotic cells don't contain mitochondria or chloroplasts. This is weird, but it is what it is. Now that we also have covered the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic cells, we're moving to the bacterial cells. Bacterial cells have many different shapes, some round, some are red-shaped, and some are spiral, but they are all prokaryotic cells. Here on the side, I have the shapes of bacterial cells. These are not really important, but um, they sometimes do come in an exam, but not all the time. So just like look at them, and you should also draw them and put them on your notebook, because as I said, they sometimes come in an exam. So yeah. In bacterial cells, the roles of mitochondria and chloroplasts are taken over by the cytoplasm, which means that the cytoplasm um, controls the mitochondria and the chloroplast. Also, there may be one or more flagella, which are tail-like structures that move the bacterium. Plasmids are present, which are loops of DNA that can be transferred from one cell to another. Plasmids allow bacterial cells to move genes from one to another. Guys, I might be reading these points to you and explaining, but like actually these points are the most important things that you need to learn, and I don't want to like confuse you guys and talk a lot. So if you want, you can always just pause and note on your notebook, and also draw the diagrams because they're really important. Another tip, I want you guys, when you're writing on your notebook, to use highlighters. Like, some people don't think that they're not really important, but to me personally, I find them really helpful and they help me a lot while revising. So yeah, just use highlighters or colored pens or anything that is colored. Don't just stick to the black pen. Now that we have looked at the shapes of a bacterial cell, um, here are the cell structures of bacterial cells and the roles of them. And on the side, I have a little diagram of a bacterial cell with the most important um, structures. There are more structures in a bacterial cell, but for us in school, we usually only learn this. And if you there's no point of learning the other structures because they don't usually come in an exam. So here are the most important ones. I have 5 and I'm gonna read them to you guys. The plasmid DNA is a small sorry. The plasmid DNA is a small, commonly circular section of DNA that can replicate independently of chromosomal DNA. Chromosome. The DNA of bacteria is not found within a nucleus and is usually found as one long looped chromosome. Flagella, tail-like structures that rotate to help some bacteria move. The cell wall provides structural support to the bacteria, and they're not made of cellulose. And also we have the cytoplasm, which also controls all the actions in a cell. Some people don't really look at the roles of the structures of bacterial cell, but they are really important and they come in an exam a lot. They sometimes come the bacterial cell comes instead of the plant in the animal cell. So just also have a look at this and note on your notebook. Also, don't forget to use highlighter and draw the diagram. Okay guys, I think we have covered all the parts that we need to cover, and I think I explained everything to you guys about the cell structures and everything you need to know. Yeah, so here are 5 questions that I want you guys to have a look at and also answer them. These are really important questions that usually come in an exam. So have a look at them and try to answer them. And if you can't, if you don't remember what the answer is, you can always go back and have a look at the video. I'm not going to write the answer here because I want you guys to go back and have a look at the video and know what the answer is. This is a better way to stick the information to your brain. If I can easily write the answer here, but I don't want you guys to just finally easily find the answer. This is not a really good way. So even if you're finished and you find the answer, or you can always go back and just double check if your answer is right. You can also write these questions on your notebook, and when you're revising for your exam, you can test yourself. Okay, I don't want you guys to forget to like my video and comment and subscribe and share this video with any of your friends that you think this video would benefit them. And as I said, I make videos that are interesting and not boring for you guys. So yeah, I want you to subscribe in order to get all the information you need in order to get good grades at the end of year 11. Have a good day and good luck and enjoy this lockdown.